Sharing and
Yep.
hi everybody. Seems that we're going live on my timeline, not on my business page, but there you go. You just have to be ready for whatever's thrown your way. Welcome to the Karen House Show Series 10, where we show you how to uplevel your life using different tools because there's different aspects to our life. So series 10 means we've done 9 prior to this, which had given you some tips and tools and tricks to uplevel your life and to live your best life. Today we wanted to touch on what's your love language. Woohoo! You may express affection to your significant other regularly. So in a partnership, we're talking here, but do you truly take the time to make sure you're communicating it the way your partner wants to receive it? So it's speaking the language, their love language, and knowing that there's a difference between the two of you. We know that male, female, there's a definite difference there, but there's also the love language to contribute to this. And it can just make your life so much easier if you just understand those. So hi, I'm Karen Howe. I'm a writer, author, speaker on Reclaim Your Life. Ta-da! Whoop! There you go. And stand in your own power. I have the beautiful Charmaine with me today, and I'd love for her to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Charmaine. I work as Soul Frequency Feng Shui, doing earth and soul alignments, helping people, families and businesses who are feeling stuck or unwell to restore flow and balance to their lives and ultimately heal their homes and bodies simultaneously. I say life is a puzzle and the code is your home.
And what an amazing job she's done. She's unraveled a bit of my puzzle, that's for sure. Some of those missing pieces that are usually under the coffee table, but we just never really find them.
Yeah, that's our mission.
Yeah. So back to the love languages. Woo! So, hey, Charmaine, I touch myself.
I've heard.
Oh, this is PG, isn't it? During the day. That didn't come out right. My love language that I discovered is physical. I love, love, love touch myself. I mean, personally. So in this area of love languages, there are 5 main love languages. You will have a predominant one, but you will have others, and they're just at that lower percentage, but there'll be one very prominent one. So it's different ways of expressing and receiving love. We all need to be able to do that to survive, because really that's all there is in life. We all want love. We all want to feel love. We all want to share and express love, and we don't do it very well. But if we understand what our love language is and what we need to fill our cup up, and then we understand what our partner is, the person we spend our days and nights with, life will be so much more in the flow. So,
especially if it's completely different. It's not what you would usually do because you don't like it.
Exactly. And you feel, they're not giving me enough love, or I'm not getting enough touch, or they don't ever do anything for me, and it's in your head, your expectation, but they don't know what they don't know. So sometimes you've got to guide them. And our boys, we do have to guide them a bit more because the boys just need a little bit more. Oh, I get it, right? So, and that's just the way life is. Respect, love, you guys. Not everyone communicates love in the same way. And likewise, people have different ways they prefer to receive their love. And why not tell that special someone that you spend your life with what you need? And it doesn't mean that you're needy. There are going to be some underlying issues there, because you do need to make sure that you are I guess, standing in your own power, and you could, if at any moment, live on your own, that you could cope with that and manage that and fill your own cup up. But we'll talk about that a bit later, because we've got someone here on the line, our Charmaine. So Charmaine, I've talked enough there about that. So what's your love language, girlfriend?
Yeah, well, if we go through the 5 different ones, I think we were saying there is words, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch, as you said, is the way that you feel supported and loved by your other. And
thanks for touching on that.
Mine would definitely be thoughtful acts, and time is, if someone's got time for you, I don't necessarily need them to say they love me when I walk through the door, but if they're cooking dinner for me, I just know that they are loving me. Whereas he might need me to say I love you as soon as I'm home, and then he's like, ah, she loves me, not so much the acts. And that's how people are different, but that's just me.
Yes, that's great. And thank you for touching on those 5 different. I didn't get to that. I was getting caught up in that. The other topic. We kind of do it on the fly here, guys. We have some notes that we, to make sure we stay on topic and don't go off on
just
a tangent.
As well.
But we do tend to fly by the seat of our pants, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's fun that way. Going with the flow.
We want to talk from the heart and go with the flow.
Definitely.
And give you some real life examples. So my example, if I look at my partnership with my amazing husband, his are acts and service to others. He loves to do things for others. And one of his biggest loves, he loves getting in the kitchen. Now, for me, all my life, my kitchen just came with every house I bought. It did not appeal to me. A kitchen did not appeal to me. So for me to cook, I did it. I got by. I mean, obviously, I didn't just sit there and just crack the whip and expect it to be done. I had to do it. I was on my own for a couple of years as well at one point there, but I did cook in my first relationship, but I didn't enjoy it.
You didn't see it as food for the soul, or the way to a man's heart, or putting all your love into it.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't your love language.
It wasn't my love language.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be able to, hug while I was cooking. That would serve me.
Whereas
well.
Other people would be like, that's annoying, get away from me. Like, why would I want hugs while I'm doing housework?
You're in my space.
Yeah.
So, but what I found was Jeff would enjoy cooking, and that was part of what he loved doing, his act of saying how much, his love to me. So and he would go extra with his cooking. Trust me, the trimmings were amazing. He's a fabulous cook, but he'd do all the trimmings. He'd make it look amazing, and it really was appetizing. So I would be going, okay, this is what he loves doing. So this is what he would like in return. So when I started doing very much similar and watching some of his tricks of the trade with his cooking, I realized and see the smile on his face and the appreciation, man, oh man, I thought, okay, I'll do this more. And as I got into it, I actually started getting quite creative in the kitchen as well. So it brought out that side of me.
Yeah, it's two things. Like you saw that and you wanted to cook for him to make him happy. But at the same time, when he cooks, he wants you to acknowledge it the way he would. He'd be like, oh, this is amazing. Whereas you might think it's just food, but he wants to go, oh, you put your heart into this, and you're really learning his love language
it's so simple
to enhance your relationship. Yeah,
it's so simple. And the thing is, I actually then started enjoying cooking because I saw it from a different light. I actually got creative myself, and I would start, going to a local greengrocer and start thinking and have my recipe on my phone, and I'd start thinking a little bit more creatively. So it brought out my creativity.
Yeah, you're thinking, I'm going to love Jeff with this food tonight as you're buying it.
And make the food with love, which is what I give is the love. Yeah. So it's pretty cool when you get to this point in your life where you start becoming aware and you realize that little tweaks and things that you can do along the way to make your life easier and the flow in a relationship, that's got to be better, right?
Yeah.
So learning each other's love language to better enhance your relationship partnership. It's like that yin and yang. You're different, but you fit together. You come together beautifully. It's a perfect balance.
Yeah, you can learn to balance each other.
Yeah, and like with Jeff, it's, he hadn't learned how to do the hugging in public or wasn't so comfortable with that. Or
it's not his love language.
Yeah, because it wasn't his love language, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not being disappointed, which I probably wasn't, well, not probably, I was in the early years, if I was being honest, because I knew in my head what I wanted, but I wasn't expressing or showing Jeff how I wanted it in the way that it was going to work best for us.
Yeah.
Instead of, getting resentful or, being peed off because he should know, I've shown him often enough that I like a hug. He should know, but it didn't come naturally or wasn't his thing. So then I started showing him by cooking meals and then, get the hug and hold him.
Get the hug in return.
Yeah, and I'd hold him longer each time. So hugs became more comfortable for him. So we have like the 5-minute lingering hugs. So they need a little prompting, each partner. And I'm not just saying boys, the We all need a little prompting, and we need reminders. You're in a relationship 20 years. We've been in a relationship for now. Our love for each other has not faded in 20 years.
Yeah. The
So
boys need prompting, and I think girls need reminding, because we assume more that the boy just, he'll like it because we like it, and we just assume
yeah,
that he is going to lavish us with gifts on our anniversary, and he must remember, because if he loves me, this is how he has to act. He, you know, but it's not always the case.
No, and it's not. And it's not all about
let that go a bit.
one person. So it is getting to know the other persons. Then you'll find it just comes together beautifully. So it's waking up each day in a relationship and thinking, how can I make this person feel better today?
Feel loved in a selfless way.
Yeah.
You know, not
saying having expectations.
Not saying I love you.
Do it.
And then waiting at the door saying, I love you, waiting for it back, because if you don't get it back, you don't feel loved. You know, that's giving him love because you need it back.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
That is a really common one.
Yeah.
And that was
I said, I love you. And you're waiting.
I love you, so you're going to say it back. And I hear myself and I cringe.
Yeah. So it's that selfless. How can I make them feel loved, but I'm not doing it for my own self-gratification every day? And if you're both doing that, well, then it works a lot better.
Yep. Yeah. So there's the gifts, there's the touch, there's the acts of kindness. So for instance, if a woman loves gifts, being sport on her birthday and having a partner remember and lavishly celebrate important milestones such as anniversaries, then this is her love language. Man, oh man, go out and get her a gift.
That'll work wonders.
That's the best thing you can do. What is the old saying, you know, happy life, happy wife, or however that goes.
As long as you're making yourself happy at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. It's not turning.
It's a bit of a toxic saying, that one, sometimes.
And on the other hand, the partner may feel most loved and appreciated by a simple hug and kiss, and that's me, behind while he's doing the dishes, or a cheeky pinch on the bottom or something, and smile. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I just little simple things, and they cost nothing.
Yeah. And sometimes people can say sorry that way. If you've had a conflict, the love language is if he knows you like a hug and a kiss, and from, you know, when you're doing the dishes, and if he does that, you know that he's maybe saying sorry if that's your love language. Whereas if you wanted him to say that he loves you and gifts, he would buy you a gift. So whichever one, you know, works most for you. If he learns that, he knows how to make it work for you.
And if you've got the person that doesn't like the touching, and he comes up or she comes up and pinches them on the bottom, that could really pee them off. So you know, it's because they've simply forgotten the anniversary or something. You know, he doesn't consider it a big deal.
Yeah. Or if
we're saying, it's like,
or if people are doing housework and they consider it a chore, and maybe they were always yelled at to do the dishes or something, and the last thing they want is a pinch on the bum while they're doing the dishes, because they're thinking in their mind, oh, I hate the dishes, this brings up memories of this, and they associate that's not when they want the pinch, so that's not what they like. But others love that. So it's just
absolutely. So we can keep running into conflict if we don't identify the love languages between our partnership. You're going to spend time with somebody, lengthy time with somebody, get to know their love language. Because it's like the old saying, you don't know what you don't know. And you think you think they don't care, but in fact it's not about that. It's actually they don't understand. And then you really need to sit them down sometimes if it's gone on and you haven't really expressed it well, because they're just thinking, oh, here she goes, or here he goes again off on a tangent. They're just trying to express themselves and don't know how to. They feel rejected, or, you know, whatever that feeling is. But it's just something so simple to sit down and go, you know, this is really important to me. Or even go out and get the love language book, or download the ebook, or record it, whatever. Just, you know, there's actually even little, I don't know if you've seen them, Charmaine, we can actually attach a link. There's a link that you can go through and determine your love language.
Little quiz.
A quiz. That's it. And it asks you a bunch of questions. And then mine came up. And you know, when you're doing these questions, I'm doing it sort of, try not to do it from the head. I'm doing it from the heart. And I'm going, physical and touch came up at the end. And I'm like, you can't get out of it. what you are, it is what it is, and you will get the truth as long as you don't overthink the questions. So we'll put the link there for you guys.
Yeah.
Get both of you to do this exercise and save a life or two. Don't walk away from a relationship.
No.
This is so important. This be surprising how much flow you'll be in when you understand this, and make fun of it.
Yeah, because some people don't like to rock the boat or ever stand up and say, I do like this or I don't like this. But if you don't tell someone what you don't like, how can someone make you happy if they don't know what you don't like? So if they never know what you don't like, they can't know how to make you happy. So yeah, rock that boat and
and not always seeking gratification. Like, you've really got to be understand your own self first, and then these things because there's so much more going on within you. And this is where we've touched on, if you go back and listen from 1 to 9, we've touched on quite a few areas and aspects of life to put you in that better space so you can have the capacity to do things like this, to identify. It's starting to play games and build, be playful and connect with yourself and your partner. So important. It really
it's about
is.
Unconditional love, isn't it? Selfless, unconditional love, and not always seeking that self gratification. Not always, or not always
Selfless.
Feeling where our needs aren't being met. Instead of like, oh, he forgot the anniversary. Instead of always like pondering on that, seeing, seeking not seeking gratification of their own feelings all the time, thinking of others.
Yes. And, walk away when you're at that moment if you can't sort of identify with what's going on, that feeling, because it's usually you're coming within. It's not the other person. They're just triggering you.
Yeah.
Is to walk away, and then you can come back. It's a bit like when you go to bed and you're angry or you've had an argument and you think, oh, I'm just going to go to bed, and you wake up the next morning and you feel amazing again. It's a whole new day.
Yeah.
So it's picking your battles, walking away, and then identifying with what's happened. And it's usually because something's gone unnoticed around this.
Yeah, you track it back and say, okay, like where did this trigger? Was it something that I said, something that I did? I don't understand why you're reacting this way, but I'm acknowledging your emotions and I'm acknowledging your feelings. And then when all the adrenaline has died down, like when you sleep on it, then you can see it with clear eyes.
Sleep on it, baby, we can sleep on it.
And you'll find, like, you go, oh yeah, when I said that was probably, it hurt their feelings in this certain way, because you can figure it out. And then if a need wasn't being met, then you can balance that situation by feeding them their love language, or what makes them feel loved and supported, to balance what's happened.
That's beautifully said, my friend. So Miss Soul Frequency Feng Shui, where you can be found online. So Charmaine, just recapping, does her astrology charts up, and also comes into your home. So there's two parts to you, really, isn't there? Your astrology, and you can...
Yeah, that's all the other, as above, so below. So we're connected to the heavens and the earth. So the Feng Shui is the earth and your astrology is the stars, and it's all connected. So learning all that when you learn your Feng Shui, and much, much more. Heaps of services on my website.
She's amazing. She is amazing. All our family have been Feng Shui. Our house has been Feng Shuied, and we've all been astrologied. And I say to her every day when we have a challenging day, what day is it today? What elements? It's an earth day. And I go, that explains it.
It explains a lot.
But it's working, because then we're ready for our challenge. If we know the day before what we're entering into the next day. Amazing.
Yeah, you're surfing those waves.
Yeah.
Surfing those waves. It teaches you to surf.
It is. Yay. All right, honey. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody out there. Obviously, a lot more people may have seen this because it's on my timeline today. You know what? However it works, it's where it's meant to be, right? And
we're out there.
The people we reach are the people we're meant to reach. Love to all, and have the most amazing, out of this world day. Be in the flow. And be
Blessings.
great. Take care.
Send the love.